So it all boils down to this, folks. Match number 6 is just around the corner as some clubs pin their hopes of reaching the knockout stages on one final game. Who's going to go through? Who's going to go home? We're going to take a look at that. More next. That's right, folks. Papa's giving a prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 6, aka the final group game in this year's Europa League. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button and bang to all things Europa League related, Babylon Rose related, woo, Cap related. We're going to all here, boys, under one roofski, of course. Which clubs are already through? Which clubs are already out? We'll take a look at that, of course, shortly. Of course, make sure you smash your subscribe. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's, of course, jump in the deep end and have a little look. I tell you bloody what, it's been a comment, guys. It's been a bloody comment. Look at this. Match number 1, match number 2, match number 3, match number 4, match number 5. The best performance by me so far in my prediction thing. So, of course, where does that put me in the table? We'll see very, very soon. But, of course, we're going to recap the results and recap my picks and then take a little look at the prediction league. So, here we go then. Kick it all off with Union Berlin. 1-0 winners of Braga. Got the one bang on the nose. Well done to me. Malmö against Saint-Gilloise. Big 2-0 win for Saint-Gilloise on the road there against the Swedish team. 1-1 for me. Got that one pretty much shit. Ludogorets Razgrad against Betis. 1-0 win for the Spanish. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Larnaca with a 3-3 draw against Dinamo Kiev. I went with a 2-0 win for the away side. Shit the bed on that one. Fenerbahçe 3, Rennes 3, 1-1 in the end. I got 4 points on that. PSV did beat Arsenal 2-0. I went with a draw. Where are my points coming from? Zürich with a 2-1 win over Bodø Glimt. I went the other way. Lazio 2-1 winners of Midtjylland. 2-0 win for me. Fenerbahçe 1, Monaco 1. Called it, lads. Got that one bang on point. What else have I got here? Red Star Belgrade 2-1 win over over Trabzonspor. I went with a 1-0. Nantes with a 2-1 win. Quite a bag. It went the other way. Freiburg 1, Olympiakos 1. 2-0 win. It was a 2-0 win. 2-0 win it was for Freiburg. HJK against Roma 2-1 win. 1-0 of course for me. I played my double on that. Got myself 8 points. Big climax here, of course. Sociedad 2-0 winners over Nikosia. I went with a 2-0, got the one bang on the nose. Man United 3-0 win over Sheriff. Of course, it was a 3-0 win. Of course, got that one as well, bang on the point. And then Sturm with a big one over Feyenoord. I went with a 2-1 win the other way. Wow. So I got myself 53 points. I think that's pretty good, but how good is it really? Let's take a long hard look at it, of course, and have a little look at the league. Of course, I had a quick sneak peek there, but what about the overall deal? Well, it's actually put me in 6th spot this past week with Nikosia YT up there. Vincent's up there with 47. Mario Caslas down there with 55. Maka, 37-7, of course, complete the top 5. And of course, if you see your name, smash your thumb. That's the rules around here. See your name, smash your thumbs up. Look at this, a big gap between myself and 7th spot, Hansi Worst there, of course. But if you see me, even if you didn't participate, see your name, smash the old thumbs up. That's the rules, of course. But what about the overall grand scheme of things? I am down into 9th. I am on the move, though. Mario Casalas remains top spot. There's a big 40-point gap between him and me. He's got a lot of work to do if I'm gonna do this. He needs to lose the internet. Lose the internet for a week. Give us all a chance. Nico ZYT up there as well with the chasing pack. But I'm on the move. I'm on the up. And I'm within striking distance, of course, of getting up there to compete with the big boys. If you see your name, smash your thumbs up. That is the rules around here, around these parts. What about the rules around these parts? Of course, the rankings, of course, in the groups. Top bins gets you through. I think 2nd spot might get you pushed into Europa Conference League. So that's how I'm thinking it here. So here we go. Here is the tail of the tape. Arsenal are not there yet. They're very, very close. But of course, they have played PSV twice. They've got the difficult games at the way. I think it's Zurich next for them. We'll see about that shortly. So they should be all right. A point should probably do it. However, PSV's goal difference is pretty big, so you never know. Fenerbahçe and Rennes a straight-out shootout for, of course, to stay in this competition. The Europa League is getting spicier and more competitive, and I think it is actually improving the quality the way it works right now. Of course, we saw Villarreal last season win it to go through to the Champions League. And just look at some of the clubs that are going to come. They've officially crashed down into the Europa League from the Champions League. Barcelona, I think. Who else are in there? Atletico, some other major clubs. Again, make sure you check out the Champions League prediction video to showcase some of them clubs that will be here, of course, in the next round. So Rennes and Fenerbahçe got to duke it out for that top spot. It's between those two. Ludogorets, Razgrad, unfortunately, duking it out with Roma for second spot. Roma cannot make top billings here. Real Betis are through. They are through easily, as are Union Saint-Gilloise. They are there. Union Berlin now competing for a shot for Europa Conference League. Manchester United could be actually heading towards the Europa Conference League. Got a straight shootout, of course, with Real Sociedad for that final spot. Can they do it? I think it is a game against Sociedad, and again, we'll be looking at the game shortly. That's over in Group E. In Group F, even tighter, as all four clubs can actually still go through to the knockout stages here in the Europa League. Freiburg, they are through. They're, of course, over in Group G, comfortably done there. And, of course, Fenerbahçe are just about there, but Monaco could just about nick it as well. We'll see about that, of course, as we go to the final games, of course. And here they are. Not there. They are right about here. That's right. We are looking forward to match number 6. And we're going to take a look at them one by one. So let's waste no more further ado and get stuck into it. Of course, coming at you with Monaco up against Red Star Belgrade. Of course, coming at you on Thursday, November the 3rd. So at the Stade Louis II. Played each other just the one time. Of course, Monaco 50% form for them right now. Without winning 4. Of course, 1-2 lost to Eindhoven over the last 6. Red Star Belgrade, they're just 1 defeat by 6. 83% form for them at the moment. Of course, winning 4 in the bouts. Last time around, it was a 1-win win for Monaco. That was back in September the 8th. Monaco with a draw against Fenerbahçe. Most recently, Red Star with a 2-1 win over Trabzonspor. They're taking on Qarabağ this weekend in the top flight over there, with Monaco taking on Angers, where they're expected to win that game as well. The odds here, 20-13 Angers, Monaco, 10-3 is draw. 10-3 is also your away win. A lot of people back in the home sides here. I'm going to go with it against the grain here. 1-1 draw. Red Star Belgrade taking a point, which of course keeps their unbeaten run going. Meanwhile, Trabzonspor up against Ferencvárosi. Of course, Ferencvárosi is just about there. Played just the one time, these two sides. Trabzonspor, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. That's 50% form for them right now. Ferencvárosi, 58% form, winning 3 of the last 6. But of course, the reverse fixture over in Fenerbahçe was a 3-2 win. That was back in September the 8th as well. Fenerbahçe with the draw against Monaco, of course, taking on Saint-Gilloise in the top flight there. Whereas Trabzonspor did lose to Red Star most recently, taking on they're taking on somebody in the Superliga, but I just don't know who it is. Of course, coming at you right here and now, Trabzonspor 20-11 on for the 3-1 draw. 5-1 is your away win. We are going 2-0 win for Trabzonspor against the grain. Fenerbahçe, they're just about, but they might get hoodwinked at the end, depending on goal difference and all that kind of stuff. Olympiakos up against Nantes, of course, coming at you. Both sides, I think, struggling in the domestic leagues. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they played each other just the one time. Olympiakos, though, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. Nantes, though, unbeaten the last 3. 40% form for them right now. Of course, the reverse fixture was a 2-1 win for Nantes. That was over in La France back in September the 8th. Of course, Nantes, though, with a 2-1 win over Qarabağ, taking on Clermont Foot this weekend. They're expected to win that game. As for Olympiakos, with a big draw against Freiburg, most recently, taking on Larnaca, of course, in the Greek Superliga. They're expected to win that game as well. The odds here, 2-1 is your Olympiakos, 25 is your 13-10 is the away win. We are backing a Olympiakos 1-0 win here, which of course could put I don't know what that could do in the long-term things. We'll see about that. Qarabağ taking on Freiburg, of course, come at you in the same group. That's, of course, Group G. Played just the one time. Did I say same group? Yeah, it is the same group. Of course, played just the one time. We'll talk about that shortly. Qarabağ, though, just 1 defeat by 6. 75% form for them. Up against the Freiburg side, just 1 defeat by 6. 67% form for them heading into this match. Last time around, though, over in Freiburg, it was a 2-1 win for Freiburg. That's back in September the 8th. Of course, Freiburg drawing against Olympiakos, taking on Schalke this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Qarabağ, of course, lost to Nantes, taking on Şamakai, of course, in their top flight as well. The odds right here, right now, what we got going on? We have got Qarabağ even Stevens for them. 11-4 is the draw. 23-10 is the away win. We'll go 2-0 win for Freiburg. 3 points on the road, and of course keep the dream alive. Sheriff Tiraspol up against Omonia Nikosia. That's over in Group E, of course. Tiraspol 50% form for them right now. 1-3 lost 3 of course over the last 6. Omonia Nikosia, of course, without a win in the last 6. 0% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around over in Cyprus was a 3-0 win for Tiraspol. That's back September the 8th. Tiraspol, though, did lose to Man United, taking on Dacia this weekend in the top flight. Omonia Nikosia, they did lose to Real Sociedad. That's 5 games without a goal, taking on Anatholos Famagusta this weekend. Don't know if they're going to win that one or not. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Omonia Nikosia 3-1. Of course, the host 20-19. That's Sheriff. Of course, 25 is the draw. We are backing the Sheriff here, 2-1 for them, and I might even play them a double on that one. We'll see. Sociedad taking on Manchester United. Of course, coming at you over at the Real Arena. Played the 5 times. 2013, 1 for Sociedad, 2 for Man United, 2 draws. scores. Sociedad, though, 83% form for them right now. 1 defeat past 6 up against Man United side, also 83% form for them. Unbeaten in the last 7 games. Last time around over in Old Trafford was a 1-0 win for Sociedad. That was back in September the 8th. Of course, last time that in Spain there was a 4-0 win for Man United back in, of course, February 2021. Man United with a big 3-0 win over Sheriff Tiraspol. Of course, Sociedad with a big 2-0 win over Omonia Nikosia. Of course, Sociedad taking on Betis this weekend. Tough game. They're expected to win that game. As for Man United taking on West Ham in the Davy Moyes derby, they're expected to win that game as well. The odds here, 11-5 is your Sociedad, 6-5 is your United, 12-5 is the draw. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to go with a draw myself. Even Stevens, 1-1 apiece. Sociedad will be happy that. That'll put them in through to the, of course, the Europa League knockouts that send United into the Conference League, of course. Meanwhile, a final up against Lazio. Let's take a look at it. Of course, play each other a couple of times. Just the one time, actually. Feyenoord, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 6. Up against the Lazio side, haven't lost in the last 8 games. Of course, 75% form for them. Of course, the reverse fixture was a 4-2 win for Lazio in Roma. That was back in September the 8th. Of course, Lazio with a big 2-1 win over Midtjylland. Taking on Salernitana this weekend. They're expected to win that game as well. Feyenoord did lose to Sturm Graz, but taking on, I don't know who they're taking on this weekend in the Dutch leagues, but of course they are prepping themselves for this game against Lazio in the Dutchland. 6-5 is your Feyenoord, 13-5 is your draw, 2-1 is your away win here. Tight. I'm going to go Feyenoord here. Surprise, surprise against Lazio. 3 points, of course. We'll see what that does for them, of course, in the next round. Midtjylland against Sturm Graz, of course, played each other 2 times, 2015, 1 apiece, and 0 draws. Midtjylland, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them right now. Sturm Graz, so unbeaten in the last 9 games, 83% form for them. Of course, they sit second in the table, of course. What group is it? Group F. Of course, the reverse fixture was a 1-0 win for Sturm Graz back in September the 8th. Sturm Graz, though, pick up a 1-0 win of a final, back-to-back clean sheets, 3 clean sheets on the spin for them. Up against, of course, Midtjylland, who did lose to Lazio, most recently taking on Odense this weekend in the Danish top flight. The odds right here right now, 6-5 on is your Midtjylland, 30-5 is your 10-3 is your away. We're now back in a draw here. Point apiece or a goal apiece, 1-1 in the end, and we'll see about that. Braga, they're taking on Malmö this weekend over in Portugal. Now, these two sides, I pleasure that just the one time. Of course, we'll talk about that shortly. Braga, though, of course, over in Group D, 42% form for them right now, just 1 defeat past 3, actually 1 defeat past 4. Malmö, though, without a win in the last 8 games, 8% form for them at the moment. Last time around, though, of course, 2-0 win for Braga over Malmö. That's back in September the 8th. Braga, though, with a 1-0 loss against Union Berlin. Of course, most recently, Malmö with a 2-0 loss to Union Saint-Gilloise. Malmö taking on Varbergs, with Braga taking on Vicente Balos. Of course, Malmö expected to win as are Braga, but of course, that's easier said than done. 3-1 on is your Braga, 70-4 is your 8-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Malmö. 2-0 win. Playing the booster on that bad boy. Yep, I've got a feeling. Anyway, Saint-Gilloise taking on Union Berlin. Bit of a zinger, of course. Saint-Gilloise already through. Union Berlin trying to save their own hopes of getting through to the Europa Conference League. Played each other 2 times. Since 2021, win for Saint-Gilloise, nothing for Union Berlin. 1 draw. Of course, the Belgians, 83% form for them right now. Unbeaten the last 10 games. Union Berlin, though, winning 5 of the last 6. 83% form for them as well. Last time around, over in Germany, it was a 1-0 win for Saint-Gilloise. That was back, of course, in September the 8th. The Germans 1-0 win over Braga most recently, taking on Gladbach this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Of course, Union Gilloise did beat Malmö, but taking on Seriang, of course, in the Juniper League over in Belgium. But the odds right here, right now, we've got the Belgians 40-5 for the victory, 2017 on is at Union Berlin, 30-5 is the draw. I'm actually going to back a draw here. Let's go 2 apiece. Gilloise are through. Berlin trying to save their season. The point will be okay. I think they'll mix it up a little bit on that as well. So next, of course, we have Real Betis up against HJK Helsinki. I actually might change my double. I might change my double of this one. Anyway, Betis, of course, top of the table over in Group C up against HJK. Of course, bottom of the table over in Group C as well. Betis, though, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 6 up against the HJK side. Have lost 3 in the bouts. 42% form for them, of course. The reverse fixture over in Finland was a 2-0 win for Real Betis. That's back in September the 8th. Of course, the Finns did lose to Roma most recently, with Real Betis picking up a 1-0 win over Ludogorets. Betis taking on Real Sociedad this weekend. They're expected to lose that game over in La Liga. But the odds here, we have got what we've got going on. Where are we? We've got 4-1 on is your Real Betis, 90-4 is your 10-1 is your long shots. That's HJK. We're going to go 2-0 win. It could be 3-0, but we'll see about that. Of course, Roma against Ludogorets Razgrad over the Stade Olympiakos, played just the one time. Roma, though, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 5 up against Ludogorets Razgrad side, 75% form for them. them, of course. Just one defeat by 6, of course. Last time around, over in Ludogorets Razgrad, it was 2-1 win for the then hosts, of course, who did lose to Real Betis most recently, but of course taking on Septi Sofia this weekend in their top flight. Meanwhile, Roma did beat HJK most recently, taking on Hellas Verona, of course, over in Serie A. We'll see, of course, expected to win that game as well. But the odds right here, right now, we have Roma 10-3 on for the victory, 4-1 to draw, 9-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, the Ludogorets Razgrad. We're going to back Roma here. In fact, let's change it to 3-0 win. None the same on this one. Into the final 4 we go. Rennes against Larnaca, of course, over in La France. Now, these two sides have played each other one time. Of course, we'll talk about this shortly. Rennes, though, unbeaten the last 13 games. Goodness gracious me. I've also haven't lost any last 7 home games. 92% form for them right now. Up against the Larnaca side, just 1 win. Actually, 2 wins in the last 6. 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, the reverse fixture was a 2-1 win for Rennes. That was over in Larnaca back in September the 8th. The French outfit did draw with Fenerbahçe, but taking on Montpellier this weekend, with Larnaca picking up a 3-3 draw against Dinamo Kiev, of course. But the odds here, 5-1 on is your Rennes, 13-2 is your draw, 10-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Larnaca. Let's go 3-0 on this as well. 3-0 for Rennes, comfortably done as well. Into the final 3, Dinamo Kiev up against Fenerbahçe over in Ukraine. Played each other just 8 times, 2006, 3 wins for Kiev, 1 with Fenerbahçe, 4 draws, of course. Kiev, though, 1 win 6, 33% form for them right now. Fenerbahçe, though, unbeaten in the last 11 games, 90% form for them, as of course. Last time around, it was a 2-1 win for Fenerbahçe. That's back in September the 8th. The reverse fixture, or the last other picture in Kiev was a 0-0 draw back in July 2022. Did I tell you they played each other 8 times in the past? 3 wins for Kiev, 1 win for Fenerbahçe, and 4 draws, of course. Fenerbahçe with a 3-3 draw against Rennes, taking on Istanbulspor this weekend, with Dinamo Kiev with a 3-3 draw against Larnaca, taking up Krevi in their top flight, of course. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Kiev 16-5 for the victory, 5-4 on is your Fenerbahçe, 11-4 is the draw. Picking up a 1-1 for me on this one, point apiece over in Ukraine or wherever they're playing, of course. But Glimt up against PSV, of course. PSV can mathematically get over the line, taking on, of course, Glimt over in Norway. Played just 50 times since actually they never played each other. Scrap that. 1 time they've played each other. We'll talk about that shortly. But Glimt, of course, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. PSV, they're winning 4 of the last 6, 67% form for them, of course. The reverse fixture in the Dutchlands was a 1-1 draw back in September 2022. But Glimt, there with a 2-1 loss against Zürich, of course, taking on Rosenborg this weekend. As for our PSV, picking up a 2-1 win over Arsenal, taking on Nijmegen, of course, over in the Dutchlands. Of course, they're expected to win the game as well. The odds here, we do have Bodø Glimt 12-5 for the rich, 21-20 is your PSV, 5-2 is your draw. Going against the grain here, 2-1 win, surprise, go for it, because I need some points against PSV. And then wrapping up, is Arsenal. It is, of course, Zurich. Of course, a point is needed for Arsenal at the very least. Played just the 1 time. Arsenal, though, 75% form for them. Running back-to-back games now without a win. Up against the Zurich side, just 1 win 6, 40% form for them, of course. Last time around, it was a 2-1 win for Arsenal back in Zurich, back in September, of course. Arsenal with a big 2-0 loss to PSV, but taking on Nottingham Forest this weekend. Zurich with a big 2-1 win over Glimt, taking on Zion, of course, over in the Swiss top flight. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Arsenal 7-1 on for the victory, 13-2 is your 14-1 is your away win. We are back in a comfortable 3-0 win for Arsenal over at the Emirates, of course, and a monster win to secure their fate as well. My booster, once again, is Braga against Malmö. I'm going to stick to my guns on that one. Stick to my guns on that, because make sure you get your own picks in as well. If you saw your name earlier, make sure you bang the thumbs up as well. The link is in the description, so make sure you check it out. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the bell. Who will go through, who will go home? Of course, we'll examine all that when we come back again for those knockout stages to re-evaluate the final standings, of course. But until then, guys, we'll see you soon. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the little bell. We'll see you. Until then, guys, be safe out there.